you look at me like that?
What?
Are you in love with me now?
I have a big problem with saying no.
And I feel like I kind of overanalyze things before they happen. So I kind of do any and everything possible to avoid getting an interaction that I'm not prepared to handle. And one of the ways that I try to avoid that is by always saying yes to something, even when I don't want to do it, or I don't want it, or I don't want to see it, or anything like that, pretty much. And it's weird because, you know, many people wouldn't call that a defense mechanism, but in my case, it kind of is, because I'm worried that if I say no, I'm worried that someone may act out of character or get pissed off or react the way I don't want them to react, maybe explode in my face. Oh shit, no diddy. But you know what I'm getting, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want anyone to be pissed off at me because I said no, or feel less of themselves as a person because I said no. And for the most part, that always works for me. It's just always saying, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'll do it. Oh yeah, I'll go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'll buy it. But I see how that just messed up everything that goes on in my life. And it's crazy. And I know, like, and I intentionally do it. And I hate the fact that I do it. And I wish there's something that could stop me from doing it. Bro, I just need to I just need to grow some balls. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like I just need to grow balls and just be like, no, I don't want to do it. Or no, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to buy this. No, fuck off. But in reality, I'm just like, is it really even necessary? Now, don't get me wrong. There are things I'm going to say no to. Like, if a random guy walks up to me like, hey, bro, you want to make some money? I'm going to say no. The reason why is because I've seen many movies. I've seen many TV shows. I know how this shit ends. I'm not going to be involved in any of that. Next thing you know, I'm lumped into a drug trafficking ring that I can't get out of because my dumb ass chose to say yes instead of saying no. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to something that makes me feel worse as a person, I'm always going to say yes to it. And it's stupid, but I don't know why I do it. Like, for example, you know, obviously if I'm buying something from the store, this and that. Let's say I'm at the Tractor Supply store and I'm buying dog food for my dog. Thing is the same way. I remember before, well, this was a long time ago, but I remember I went to, I think it was Checkers. And Checkers, God, please, I hope I never, ever get so depressed that I have to go to Checkers ever again. That was a very low point in my life. But I remember they had a tipping prompt at Checkers. And I'm just like, bro, what the heck? We're tipping at fast food restaurants now? That's crazy. This is ridiculous. Like, tipping culture has gone insane. And it is honestly destroying my fucking life, but that's besides the point. You know, I get it. You know, fast food workers make $7.25 or whatever an hour in this state. And I'm just like, I totally understand. that it's not a lot to live, but bro, adding a tip on top of it is not making my situation any better. And of course I did tip, and I never went back to Checkers because, you know, I don't want to be put in that position again where I have to tip, because I'm going to tip every time, and I hate the fact that I do it. Like, I swear, I would be a sales rep's best friend. Like, it's crazy. The amount of money that a sales rep would make off of me is astounding. If there was a million me's on this block alone, Wall Street would make 30% more of what our GDP already generates just off of me, because I will always say yes to everything, even if it's something I don't want. And it's not because, you know, I truly want it. And in reality, I probably don't. But I'm just like, it's kind of programmed in my head now. It's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. Why? Why not? Why not? You know? Same thing with Girl Scout cookies. You know, it's like, I really don't even eat cookies, bro. And I'm sitting here buying cookies and giving them to my parents and stuff. I feel like I have a hard time saying no, and I think the reason why maybe has something to do with childhood. Now, as gay as that may sound, I can see that as a possibility of why I may be a pacifist, or more importantly, why I'm not able to say no to anything if it meant not escalating a situation even further. Maybe I'm worried about, you know, not wanting to let someone down, not wanting to disappoint them. And I feel like that's a trait that I carried from my parents, from not wanting to ever let them down or make them disappointed. So it kind of translated over into the real world as I got older. I remember before, as a kid, I used to go to the store with my mom a lot. And I used to hate going to the store with my mom. I always wanted to do shit with my dad, or I've always wanted to play the game or go outside and play with my friends. But she would always make me go with her, to the point if I said no, then it would be a problem. And I think it just got to the point where I got tired of, you know, altercation starting, you know, at a young age because I didn't want to do something as simple as go to the store with my mom. And that could possibly be the reason why I'm not able to say no to things as much as I should be saying no. But maybe not. I have no idea. I'm not a doctor, but I do find it quite interesting, if that makes sense. And it honestly sucks because it's something that has done nothing but negatively impacted my life. And I'm just waiting for that one hilarious moment where I just sit down and be like, okay, enough is enough. Like, I can imagine being at the strip club with my homies and we're just sitting there, just vibing out, and a pack of strippers just walk up to us and ask for a dance. I feel like they'll say no, and then I'll have this one that just looks fucking scary. She looks horrifying. Just comes up to me like, hey, you want to dance? You want to dance with me? And I'll just be like, no, I don't want to dance with you, but let's do it. And it's not because I find you attractive or anything like that, or if I'm lonely or I just want to grab some cheeks or anything. No, it's not even that. It's just I don't want my words to validate that you're ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want what I say to make you feel even worse or even less as a person as you probably already are. And it sucks because I know my friends would be like, oh, thank God Gavin said, yeah, hey, bro, appreciate it, bro. Thank you for taking one for the team. Then you realize you're the only nigga in the club. Like, they been left. I'm just sitting here suffering with this stripper, with this fucking ass for a face of a stripper. And it's just the worst time I've ever had. And the only reason why I even said yes to this is because I felt bad. I felt bad for her. I felt bad for her situation. And I'm just like, Gavin, that's no way to live, bro. That's no way to live. You suck. You need to grow some balls. You need to get it together. Because if you don't, you're going to continue to get ran over top of. And nobody wants that. And essentially, I think that's what it comes down to. I feel bad, you know? I feel bad, not only just for myself, but for the person involved.